viewers, thank you so much for stopping by. So today I'm going to be showing you the card that I created for Craft Roulette episode number 274. So let's just bring the card in and we'll go through the parameters and the products that I used. So here is my card. So first off, the project had to be a thank you card. And that is exactly what I did. I have thank you here. And I pulled that in, that little thank you from this Coneflower Celebrations, because I really needed a small thank you because I'm using the Countryside Corners dies, and I really wanted to use that little banner there. So that's why I pulled that stamp set in. That's the only thing I used out of it was that thank you. So we got that covered. Now, let me just go back and say that this is a card for anyone who places an order with me. And I like to just make thank you cards for that so that I have them ready to send out when people place orders with me. So I pulled in this My Small Business. And that I'm using on the inside where it says for being an amazing customer. So thank you for being an amazing customer. And then what I did was, there was this, what's it called? It was hand-penned Memories and More card pack. And it came with card bases that had this design here on the outside. And then it came with these envelopes. And it was a whole set of them. So I pulled that in because I wanted to use this piece right here. Now I cut it down because I didn't want to use the whole card. And so with those little extra pieces that were left over from cutting this down, I was able to use that piece, a little piece of that for the thank you. And then the rest of it I used on the inside for stamping that for being an amazing customer. And if you noticed, here was the leftover part that's on the inside of my card, because you can see when I cut the front part down to 4 inches, I was left with this little piece there. And so this whole basic white, and that is the other side of the card that comes in that Memories and More card pack with envelopes. And I thought, well, why waste it? Because I thought I'll just use it here on the inside. So that's why I'm stamping my sentiments on part of that paper. Okay, so now we've got the thanks taken care of, the thank you card. And then the colors had to be decorations. So I'm going to go with, my card has spring decorations, because I believe that when you decorate in the spring, they're more pastel colors, and when Easter falls in the springtime, they're more pastel colors. At least that's the way I remember it being, because I think summer colors are brighter. So my colors for decorations is spring. Then we move into the element of hand or hands. And the way I did that was the paper pack and so I'm using this. I pulled in some stuff and I'll show you what I did from that. So that's the Memories, the hand-penned Memories and More card pack and envelopes. And so I'm also using the hand-penned 12 by 12 designer series paper. So to cover my parameter of hand or hands, it's in the name of the paper that I'm using, because it's called hand-penned. And these little card packs are so much fun. There was a sticker here that I used on the inside, right down here at the bottom. And then this element right here was one of these, let's see, it was in this pack here. Let's see if I can find it. I should have pulled out the other one, because now I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it quickly, because there's stuff on both sides. But what I did, let's see if I can find that pretty quickly. If not, I'll just explain to you what I did. And darn it. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. So this is the piece that was in there. And all I did was fussy cut around the outside of that element and around the leaves to use it on my card there. And I went ahead and popped it up on top of the mat and the designer paper that I cut out with the countryside corners. Now, the Highland Heather is my card base, and then the Highland Heather is the mat on this. Now, these give you like a lot wider border, and I didn't like that, so I went ahead and just adhered my designer paper to the piece that I cut out that was a little larger, but then I just took my paper snips and cut it closer so that my matting wouldn't be as wide as it would be if I would have just used it from this set, because I didn't really want it to be that wide. So that's what I did there, and then I popped this up. So this card was really easy because I really had, the only stamping that I did was the thank you and the for being an amazing customer. And I stamped those both in my tuxedo black ink. And then the only other stamping I did was on the back side. And I did that with my Highland Heather, which leads us also into part of the random parameter, which is tone on tone. Because basically, whenever I stamp the back of my cards, I like to stamp it in the same color as the card base. And in this case, it's Highland Heather, because then the ink is darker, and so than the cardstock. So I really like that. So there's an example of tone on tone. But then also, if you look at the designer paper that I'm using, there's a lot of different tone on tones, which is basically lighter and darker of the same color family. And you're going to see that in this designer paper. And that's this. I also went ahead and added a strip of this. It's called Mint Macaron. It's a retired color, but I really thought it was a darker version. This might be Pool Party, but I don't know. It's always hard to tell. I think it was more on the green side, so that's why I pulled that Mint Macaron color in there. So there we've got the tone on tone random parameter, because there's different shades of the same color. So there, I think I've showed everything, the stamp sets that I used, the ink colors, and the paper, and this card pack that I used, and my dies. Okay, well, there is my final card for Craft Roulette episode number 274. I hope you enjoyed this card in this video. And if you did, you can show me your joy by giving it a thumbs up. Okay, well, until my next video, have fun crafting, everyone. And remember, choose joy, and may God bless you all. Bye-bye.